Shalom, shalom, Yasha'Allah. This is your brother Maniyah Lawyer coming to you with another lesson. And first and foremost, I want to start by saying all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hawachakodash. Okay, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. This is where I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim out there preaching the truth and sincerity. All right, and also peace and sincerity to the Akims, the Akwatiyam that are listening. Okay, to you all I say Shalom. Topic of this lesson today is going to be all nations shall drink of the cup of the wrath of the fornication. Okay, that Yahweh will make these other nations drink. Okay, all you other nations are going to drink of the cup of the wrath of the Lord. Why and who exactly? We're going to find out. Okay, first book I wanted to bring out was in Lamentations 4:21. And it says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked." Okay, and to make yourself naked, that's a form of shame. Okay, that's a way of revealing all of your hidden things, all of your shame. Okay, so the shame of the Edomites are going to be revealed in these last days. Okay. And it says in Lamentations 4:22, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished." Right. Your punishment has already been set. All right. By Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. "O daughter of Zion." Now the Lord is talking to Zion, to Zion, monument of Israel, the nation of Israel. Okay. He says, "He will no more carry thee into captivity." All right. Meaning that the enemy will no longer carry us. Esau, Edom, right, who is known as the border of wickedness, according to Malachi 1:4, he will no longer carry us away. Okay? And it says, "He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom," meaning the Most High is going to visit the iniquity of Edom. Okay? And uncover their nakedness. All right? He says, "He will discover thy sins." So this is telling you, and this is the book of Lamentations, right? This is telling you what the Lord is going to do in the beginnings, because it tells you that he shall no more carry thee away into captivity. But we know that this is the time of the Babylonian captivity, right? And they were carried away into other parts of the land. So this is not talking about that time. This is talking about in the last days. This is a future reference as to what's going to happen once the Lord sets the children of Israel in their position. Okay? But let's go a little further and try to figure out what exactly is this cup that these other nations are going to be drinking of. Okay? And it says in Jeremiah 25:15, "For thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, unto me." Okay, this is the prophet Jeremiah speaking to the nation of Israel. Well, this is the Lord speaking to the prophet of Jeremiah, Salakia. Okay, it says, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand." Okay, the Lord is speaking to Jeremiah. "And cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it." Verse 16, "And they shall drink and be moved, and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them." Right, and this is what you're seeing right now. You're seeing these other nations riling up, right? They're going against each other. Their own people are protesting. All right, you have the sedition going on. You have the murderings going on, murderings of so-called Negroes, right? And Native Americans here in this country, so-called Babylon, right? So the Lord is gonna make Esau, Edom, well, aka Basra, aka Babylon. They're gonna be drinking that cup, and he's gonna, and all these other nations, and he's gonna make them mad. You know, he's gonna put all type of thoughts in their head. You're just gonna see all type of confusion. Okay, when this thing starts to happen. Jeremiah verse 25:17, it says, "Then took I the cup at the Lord's hands, and made all the nations to drink unto whom the Lord had sent me." Right? So this is Jeremiah the prophet going out into the highways and byways, right? Preaching and teaching, right? And setting his face against these other nations, these other wicked kingdoms, and letting them know their judgment. And letting them know what's going to happen to them. Destruction. Okay? You're going to be spoiled. Your kings are going to be spoiled. Your prince, and I'm talking about the nation of Esau, Edom, the nation of Babylon. Your kings and your princesses, and your princes, they're going to go into servitude. All right. And this next verse is going to give you one of the overall reasons why the Most High is going to bring destruction upon Esau, Edom, and these other nations. Obadiah 1:10, it says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." Right? Esau, Edom is not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven with the children of Israel. They're going to be cut off forever. Right? Because for a period of time, they're going to have a specific job to do. And after that specific amount of time, they're going to be eradicated. Okay? Or done away with. All right? Verse 11, Obadiah 1:11 says, "In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces and foreigners enter into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even that was one of them." So Esau, Edom, the nation of Edom, when we were being taken over by these other nations, who was there? Right? Who was there to cast lot upon Jerusalem? Esau, Edom. Okay? Verse 12, Obadiah 1:12, it says, "But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger." Right? Because Esau, Edom, Jacob, they were brothers. Right? So instead of having that brotherly love for each other, what did Esau, Edom do? They waited for us. They stood outside of our gates and they slew us as we were escaping, right? Invasions from the other heathen nations. Right? And it says, continuing on, it says, "Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction." And Judah had to be destroyed. They had to be brought low because of their iniquity. All right? Because of their backslidingness. Their disobedience towards the Most High. And it says, continuing on, "Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress." So yeah, Esau, Edom, the nation of Esau, Edom, right now, who was ruling the whole entire world, right? Babylon being this place that we live in, America, okay? They're going to have a price to pay. They're going to have to deal with the Most High on his level, okay? And the end result of drinking that wine is destruction and affliction to those other nations. As I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a price to pay. You're not going to be able to get away with this. Yeah, you may think that you're getting away with this in this lifetime, but look, the judgment of the Lord faileth not. He bringeth his judgment every day. Okay? Revelations 14:8. It says, "And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had made all nations to drink of the wine of her fornication." Right? Through America's philosophies, through their rules, right? Through their ordinances, they've either forced or persuaded these other nations to do the same thing as they do. See, Babylon is also known as Egypt and Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because of all the homosexuality, all the confusion with transgenderism. You understand what I'm saying to you? The defiling of themselves through eating, through man and man. Look, this is disgusting. The food that we eat is disgusting. The best food, the most whole food that you can find is disgusting. Because it's created to break your body down. The Most High didn't create food to be that way. But Esau, Edom, with his what's that Brother Kazak is saying? With his insidious mind, his mad scientist syndrome, wants to throw all those things out of order. But the Most High got a trick for his ass. Excuse me. In Revelations 14:9, it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast," right, which is Babylon, "and the image," right, which is what? It's going to be that mark. The image of the beast. The image of the beast is going to be that mark. That digital RFID chip. All right? The beast system is the ideal of Babylon. The ideal that everybody is the same. The Lord loves everybody. You understand? Homosexuality, unjust judgments. Yo, this has to end. The Lord has to come back and take this place out, to take this devil out. Because if not, there'll be no flesh left alive. He's going to take everything and everybody out. But I digress. Moving on to Revelations 14 and 10. Salaki, let's go back to 14 and 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark upon his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wrath of God. You understand what I'm saying to you? The beast and his image. The beast being the EU and the NATO, and his image being the philosophies, the doctrine, the thought process that goes behind, this beast machine. All right, you're not supposed to worship that. You're not supposed to look at yourself as a so-called Israelite, so-called black man. You're really an Israelite if you come, you're really an Israelite if you call yourself a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. You understand what I'm saying to you? You're not supposed to partake of this beast system, man. You got to pull yourself out of this system. Because the scripture says that you're supposed to come out of her. You understand what I'm saying? Salakia. Let me see if I can grab that verse real quick. Revelations 18 and 4, and it says, and I heard another voice saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, right? And sin is the transgression of the law, that ye receive not of her plagues. So the Lord is pleading with us. He's telling us to come out of Babylon, come out of this beast system. Because if you don't, it's going to destroy you with the sword of destruction. Like it says in, I forget what it was, arise ye and depart. This is not your rest. Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction. This place is not meant for us to rest. We're not supposed to find solace in this place. We find solace in the truth. We find solace and comfort in the scriptures through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but not in this world. You understand? But Esau has a price. Esau and these other wicked nations, these heathen nations, they got a price to pay. Overall, the overall reason the Lord would destroy these other nations, right? We went through that in the book of Obadiah, okay? But these other nations are going to go through some serious, vigorous servitude, okay? And this is the hell that these nations are about to go through. This is the torment and the fire they're about to go through. Isaiah 60 and 10 says, and the sons of the strangers, Salakia, let's say it, let me go through it again. Isaiah 60 and 10, and the sons of strangers shall build thy walls. What walls is this talking about? It's talking about the walls in front of your house right now? No, it's talking about the kingdom. When we get into that kingdom, because Isaiah was always prophesying about the day of the Lord. What's going to happen when the Lord comes with the hosts of heaven, right, and sets us in our place. So Isaiah 60 and 10 is talking about these strangers being these heathen nations and Esau, Edom, building up our walls. And their kings shall be ministers unto thee. And to minister means to serve. So let's go back and say it again. And their kings shall serve thee. For in my wrath I smote thee. Because when the Lord was pissed off with us, he smote us. Right? He set us, he took us out of the land, put us in captivity. We were smote. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. When we're in that kingdom, the gates are going to be open. The gates are not going to be closed day or night. Why? First of all, we don't have to worry about any other nation coming into our gates, destroying us, coming up against us, because what? We're going to be resting in peace. So if the gates are open in our kingdom, it's to do what? They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, that their kings may be brought. So at the end of the day, these up and coming, or these impending destructions, they must happen in order for Israel to inherit the kingdom. If it doesn't happen, how are we going to get into the kingdom? the Lord has to take out this devil, right, in such a way that no other nation, not even himself, would ever think to come against the nation of Israel ever again. But with that, I want to say shalom. Hopefully, you know the Akim and Aqua, when y'all were edified through this lesson. With that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai and the Bible Shalom.